Good morning. How's it going? So, you guys know I only have a few minutes before I got to get out the door and get to work. I got a lot that I want to talk about today. It's so much going on in America. I don't even know what's going on in the rest of the world because so much has gotten my attention and focus this week, just here in America. So, everybody
I
knows
talked briefly to
Biden is
Anthony
out.
Fauci, who got one of the
He did
pardons, who
some of the
said he is very
wildest
appreciative
things
of
on
what
his way
President
out the
Biden
door.
did.
I ain't
He
gonna say
said,
too wild
and again,
because
he has
we
done
kind of
nothing
already
wrong,
seen
but
some of
there are
this
baseless
coming
accusations
after he
against
pardoned his
him and his
son.
view,
He
and
said
he
he
has been very
wouldn't pardon him,
worried
and then he went back on
about
his word and
what it
pardoned
will
his son.
mean for
Now
him
that
and even more
the whole
so
family
for
being
his family.
pardoned, that was a shock to me. But when he pardoned Fauci, that I understood because the previous Trump administration didn't really care for Fauci. And then it seemed like the MAGA constituents went against Fauci as well when he was requiring us to wear a mask in public and once they locked down the country for those 2 weeks. So it's been kind of given that once Trump was back in office, he would be putting cases on everybody. So that's why Trump is taking these preemptive steps to pardon not only Fauci, but his family as well, because he knows, just like most of us knows, that Trump is going to kind of target the Biden family, and not just the Biden family, but anybody who has something to do with all of Trump's legal situations in these last 3, 4 years. Trump is gonna go after them. So that's why Biden pardoned his family as well as Fauci. I don't know what type of stuff his family be into, but it is a little suspicious that you would pardon your whole family. Let's get into his statement. Um, I guess this is his last statement on his way out the door. Let's go ahead and read it. So, effective grant of clemency. Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America. To all to whom these presents shall come greeting. Be it known that this day I, Joseph R. Jr., President of the United States, pursuant to my powers under Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution, have granted unto James B. Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John T. Owens, Francis W. Biden, a full and unconditional pardon for any nonviolent offenses against the United States which they may have committed or taken part in during the period from January 1st to 24 January 1st, 2014 through the date of this pardon. In testimony whereof I have hereunto signed my name and caused the seal of the Department of Justice to be affixed. Who pardons their family for the last 10 years if it was nothing to worry about? Like, it's really giving weird. It's really giving weird. What your family be into that you got to give them a 10-year pardon? We may find out. We may never know. But let's go ahead and check out this news clip about the pardoning of Dr. Fauci.
I talked briefly to Anthony Fauci, who got one of the pardons, who said he is very appreciative of what President Biden did. He said, and again, he has done nothing wrong, but there are baseless accusations against him in his view, and he has been very worried about what it will mean for him and even more so for his family.
I'm sure Dr. Fauci is thankful for that pardon. I'm sure he is. Because it seemed like I said, not only MAGA, but it do seem like the American people then pretty much turned on Dr. Fauci. And I kind of feel bad for him because he literally just doing a job. He's just doing his job. But hey, that's that. Now y'all know Trump was going to have something to say about all of this. So let's go ahead and check out this other news clip on what Trump had to say.
I was surprised that President Biden would go and pardon his whole family, because that makes him look very guilty. I could have pardoned my family. I could have pardoned myself, my family. I said, if I do that, it's going to make me look very guilty. I don't think I'd be sitting here, frankly. If I did that, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now, because I would have shown that you're guilty.
Now, y'all know Trump ain't going for no more of that mess now that he the head nigga in charge again. He ain't for none of the mess no more. But another reaction that I found interesting was the head of Department of Justice saying he's going to be investigating Biden's giving these pardons. I don't know if there's anything that could be done once a president pardons someone. I don't really know what can be done about that. But check out what the people over at the Department of Justice had to say.
It was shocking. I mean, it was shocking what President Biden did on the way out, pardoning his family for more than a decade of whatever activity, any nonviolent offenses. It was breathtaking to us. I don't think that's anything like that's ever been anticipated. And by the way, go look at the tape. 4 years ago, when it was just implied that President Trump might do something similar, they were apoplectic. Joe Biden himself, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer. Roll the tape. They all said that would be crazy and unconscionable, and now they're cheering it along. To us, it is disgusting. To us, it probably proves the point, the suspicion that, they call it the Biden crime family. If they weren't the crime family, why do they need pardons, right? Look, there's a lot of attention that's going to be paid to this, and I think that is appropriate, and we will be looking at it as well. So, yeah.
America will be a manufacturing nation once again. And we have something that no other manufacturing nation will ever have, the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we are going to use it. We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again, right to the top, and export American energy all over the world. We will be a rich nation again, and it is that liquid gold under our feet that will help to do it. With my actions today, we will end the Green New Deal, and we will revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers. In other words, you'll be able to buy the car of your choice. We will build automobiles in America again at a rate that nobody could have dreamt possible just a few years ago. And thank you to the auto workers of our nation for your inspiring vote of confidence. We did tremendously with their vote. I will immediately begin the overhaul of our trade system to protect American workers and families. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. For this purpose, we are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues. It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources. The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before to restore competence and effectiveness to our federal government. My administration will establish the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents, something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. And we are going to bring law and order back to our cities. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay. And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately. Our armed forces will be freed to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies.
That was a lot. Did y'all hear what he said about the two genders? And while we on the topic of the two genders, check out what this supporter had to say. Yes, y'all. Caitlyn Jenner, of all people, is showing support to Donald Trump after he just told us America is only going to have two genders. So I guess we back to calling you Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Everybody say it with me. Hi, Bruce. These people is crazy. And while we speaking of criminals, y'all go ahead out and check out this news clip real quick.
Do you agree with President Trump's decision to pardon these violent people and releasing them from jail?
If they were truly violent, no. But do I know that they were? I don't know that.
What do you mean you don't know that? We're showing the footage on the air right now. Congressman, you were there that day. There are offenders on January 6th who violently beat police officers. There are offenders who are convicted of seditious conspiracy. That is the truth.
This is a political world, Jim, and I don't remember you all on CNN condemning Joe Biden for commuting the sentences of murderers and child molesters, which he did. And you all
Congressman,
refused,
I'm not asking you about that. Congressman, we talked about Joe Biden's pardons.
You never do, Jim.
Congressman, we did talk about it. We talked about Joe Biden's pardons.
Oh, Jim, you did not. You all read your report from the Democrat National Committee, as you always do, and you attack
absolutely
Americans.
False. Congressman,
no.
Are you going to respond and say whether or not it is right to let these people out of jail?
I don't know if it is or not. I'm not a lawyer, but I'll tell you what isn't right.
You're a congressman. You're a member of Congress. You're an elected official. Take a stand.
They were not given due process. I told you if they crossed the line, they were trespassers. Should they rot in jail for the rest of their lives in a federal penitentiary and never be charged?
Beating police officer, tasing police officers,
Jim,
seditious conspiracy.
What you're forgetting to say is the ones that he didn't release. Why did he not release those? There are several that he did. This blanket thing you're all talking about is not a blanket. It's not a blanket pardon. There were several that he didn't for those very same reasons. Why are you not focusing on them?
Congressman, we're talking about the leader of the Oath Keepers, the leader of the Proud Boys. They should be released from prison?
What about the leader of the FBI? What about the FBI agents that were on the grounds, that were in that mess?
Congressman, the leader of the FBI was not rioting at the Capitol that day and beating up police officers. Whatever happened to Back the Blue? I want to show this.
I know this wasn't a shock to anybody. We all knew he was going to pardon the January 6th insurrectioners. I did see two people, though, that stepped up and said they wasn't going to accept the pardon. They said that they pretty much did the crime, so they was willing to do their time. And shout out to them. I love honest people. I love people that take accountability. Shout out to them, because y'all did that. Now, another thing that Trump came right into office and did was pardon the creator of the Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht. I'm not sure if many people is familiar with what the Silk Road is, but I remember back in the early 2010s when it was a lot going on the dark web. Like anytime I would turn on the news, anytime I would catch the news, I would always hear some mention of the dark web. So I've been searching for myself. Like, I don't know how to get on the dark web, y'all. I don't know. But if you just put in a basic Google search of the dark web, then Ross Ulbricht comes right up. I hope I'm saying his name right, but if not, oh well. He comes right up. He created I guess it's a website called the Silk Road, and on that website they was doing all kinds of illegal things. And the way they was getting past, the way they were bypassing most things was because they was using Bitcoin. I also knew about Bitcoin early on. When I first found out about Bitcoin, it was only a penny. But I was so young and like just coming into making money. I didn't want to make no mistakes. I wanted to take the risk, but I was scared to take the loss. So I missed out on Bitcoin. But I do remember back in like 2013, 2014, Bitcoin was literally a penny. And the other thing that turned me off from Bitcoin too was when they was just rolling it out, I couldn't really find no information on how to cash out. Everything was like online, and that kind of scares me still, even to this day. If your bank don't have a physical location, I'm not gonna put my money in there. I don't like doing everything over the phone or over the internet. Like, I do prefer to speak with people in person. I would rather pull up to the location and take care of all my business at once instead of the back and forth with the phone and the internet. I do not like it. I do not like it. I do not like it. But anyway, yeah, that's one of my regrets, y'all. I definitely missed out on Bitcoin. I didn't know no better. Oh well. But yes, that's how they was doing all this illegal stuff on the Silk Road. It's actually a couple documentaries about it too, if anybody is interested. I believe it's one on Netflix, if anybody is interested. Yeah, they was selling drugs on there. They was soliciting child on there. The cartel was moving a lot of money around. Y'all got to check out the documentaries. Trump decided to pardon the guy who created this website. Oh yeah. I forgot. I almost forgot. He was trying to pay somebody to kill people. So if y'all interested in that kind of stuff, y'all should go check it out. Even if you're not interested in the crime and drama of it all, I think y'all should still go check it out just so y'all aware of who this guy is. Now, the fact that Trump pardoned Ross Ulbricht, And he's been meeting with all of the social media owners. It's got me a little weary. Like, what are they up to? What are they really up to? And why do they need Ross Ulbricht? It's weird, right? It's super, super weird. Let me go ahead and read this statement from Trump. Actually, I believe he put it on his Truth Social Network. But let me just get it pulled up real quick, and I am going to let y'all know exactly how he feels about Ross. Okay. So Trump says, I just called the mother of Ross William Ulbricht to let her know that in honor of her and the libertarian movement, which supported me so strongly, it was my pleasure to have just signed a full and unconditional pardon of her son, Ross. The scum that worked to convict him were some of the same lunatics who were involved in the modern day weaponization of government against me. He was given 2 life sentences plus 40 years. Ridiculous. Trust me, y'all. If y'all go watch some of the documentaries, if y'all go do some of the digging and the research on who Ross Ulbricht is, those 2 life sentences plus 40 years was well deserved. I don't know what Trump is planning, but it's getting a little weird. It's definitely getting a little weird. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know if y'all even know who Ross Ulbricht is, if y'all are familiar with the Silk Road. Let's open up some of the dialogue, y'all. Drop down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Now, as well as the pardons, because both sides was going crazy with the pardons. One was going out, one was coming in, and they both was trying to take care of their people. Trump also said that we was getting rid of the DEI programs. We finna find out in these next 4 years just how much this country has changed. I saw some people of color on Twitter this past week talking about how job offers have been rescinded from them. But y'all know it'd be so much bullshit going on the internet. You have to take everything with a grain of salt. You never know who's telling the truth, who's just making up a story for engagement. You never know. But I did see a couple people on Twitter this week saying that their job offers were rescinded. If you were immediately affected by Donald Trump going into office, and if you had a job offer rescinded, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know. Let's talk about it. Inform me. Give me the actual facts to move with. Because I don't know. I just want to have faith in the country. And knowing that like maybe we will be moving towards a merit-based system as opposed to race playing a part. But I understand why we've had those programs in place. Because without it, Black people would never have been given a fair chance. And not just Black people, many people of color would have never been given a fair chance. Because some of the things that I be reading on Twitter, like some of the things that white people believe about Black people is mind blowing. Yeah. You have some white people that like really believe Black people was only getting into college because of DEI programs. You have many people believing that most people of color were only holding their career positions because of DUI. If you've ever been affected by DEI, drop down in the comments and let me know. I wish I had a story to tell, but I simply don't. I've never been in that situation where I was a minority hire. But I do want to hear y'all stories if it applies. So let's talk about it.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
We gonna have to get into it. So y'all check out this video from Uncle Snoop.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? Oz is the one that performs for himself. Say, Rose, man, you playing to win tonight, man. You sharp as mosquitoes needle. What's going on? That's that crypto, see? They let a real crip up in the crypto ball. Ooh. Bang, bang.
The internet had a lot of smoke for Snoop, Nelly, and Soulja Boy. These is the artists that decided they was going to perform at the inaugural for President Trump. Whew. A few years can make a big difference, can't it? A few years can change a person's whole mindset, can't it? So I guess he was the jigaboo he was referring to. Now, I'm not sure who this young woman is, but Colette Marie took to Instagram to explain for Snoop. So let me go ahead and read y'all her statement. She said, if some of us are trying to make sense about Snoop headlining the crypto ball, here's a little background. Snoop is neck deep in the crypto world and NFTs. I never heard neck deep. I know the term knee deep. I never heard neck deep. But anyway, little did I know, he has been working with a number entities since 2021, which includes teaming up with Metaverse gaming platform in which Snoopverse and Sandbox have collaborated, for example. There is more information out there about Snoop's business investment ventures regarding crypto and NFTs, which explains his decision to be a part of this singular aspect of the inauguration. He was in the room with top crypto companies and movers and shakers. For this reason, I cannot fault Snoop for being the hustler that he is, rubbing elbows with certain folks in a wide variety of industries. I know he will get a lot of backlash from various folks, but he will not explain himself to anyone, and he will continue to keep it moving whether we agree with his choice or not. He will still make music, still acquire companies, still invest, still appear in commercials, show up for events, and be the person we know and may continue to love. He is still Snoop D-O-double-G. So Snoop Dogg used to be one of my favorite celebrities. And mainly because like I like his energy. Like his energy seems real calm, cool. Like you never see him really get upset. Like we've seen it, but it doesn't happen too often. And the number one thing too is I love people who like, even when they're excited, happy, sad, mad, they tone never change. I don't know. It's weird to me, and I gravitate towards that because it's weird. Like I'm so full of emotions, so you're going to always be able to kind of tell what kind of mood I'm in based off how I respond to certain things. But people like Snoop Dogg, who always got that calm, even tone, is like really interesting to me. So I used to always look at Snoop like, oh, Snoop can do no wrong. And he just be out here living life, like getting his money and doing his own thing. Um, but after this, I'm sorry, but Snoop was wrong. I don't care what this lady Colette is saying in her statement. In my opinion, Snoop was wrong. Even if he had already agreed to perform at this crypto event and Donald Trump was added after the fact, because that's the story that's being painted. Once Donald Trump was added, in my opinion, Snoop should have pulled out. If he does not agree with Donald Trump and his politics, Snoop should have pulled out instead of aligning himself with it. That's just my opinion, though. Now, Nelly, y'all. Hmm. In all honesty, I'm gonna say I think Nelly fell into some group thinking. I honestly think he fell into group thinking because you had a handful of celebrities that was coming online right before the election and they were showing their support for Donald Trump, i.e. 50 Cent. And y'all know how it is, like when one person finally speak up, then you feel more comfortable to live in your truth because somebody else didn't put it out there already. So I think um, the celebrities that we see supporting Donald Trump, they really do support Donald Trump. I think they really did want to see him as president. Whether they went out and voted for him or not, I do believe they wanted to see him as president. And I'm saying this about Nelly because didn't he just sell his masters for like $50 million a couple years ago? So that gives me the impression that he truly, honestly did not need the money. That is who he is politically aligned with. Y'all check out these two clips of him talking with Willie D.
I thought you was riding with me because I put on for my city and I try to bring my city up every step of the way. I did not know you was riding with me because you thought I would ride for who you voted for. I didn't know that. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't know that I had to agree with your political choices. And I thought it was the things that you do, not the things that you say should be done. If you follow what I do, this shouldn't even be an argument. He's the president. He won. This isn't a campaign. This isn't an RNC. I'm not out on the political campaign. I didn't get none of that 1.5. You see what I'm saying? Like to try to help somebody get voted.
Kamala didn't invite you to perform?
No. She didn't invite me.
She didn't invite me either, man. I was gonna do all at home.
Like so, but I don't knock the ones that did. I don't knock the brothers and sisters that benefited from it. I don't knock the correspondents that may have gotten money to do that. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's an honor. I respect the office. It don't matter who is in office. The same way that our men and women, our brothers and sisters who protect this country have to go to war and have to put their life on the line for whoever in office. So if they can put their life on the line for whoever in office, I can damn sure perform for whoever.
What do you say to the people that say we're not giving you this backlash because of your political affiliation or your political choice or whatever? We're giving you this backlash because you are propping up a white supremacist.
I would ask them to show me where he's a white supremacist, and here's the thing. Okay, I get it. He did say if you don't vote for me, you're not black, right? Oh no, that wasn't him. That wasn't him. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Hold on. He did create.
I know where you're going.
He did create the crime bill in the 90s, which said that if you get caught with 5 grams of crack, you do a mandatory 5 years. That had mass incarceration. I think even the Vice President Kamala spoke on that part, that said that the crime bill played a huge part. He didn't do that. Let me see. What did he do? I'm trying to think. The white supremacist. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Okay. He did not rent to black people. What was it, in the 70s or the 80s? Is that what they said? And like, oh, okay, is he written to him now? So nobody's allowed to change, right? See, here's the thing. So we can talk about past, but we never want to talk about our past. If our past get brought up in our community for a lot of what our men did, we always call it rehabilitation. Yo, these young brothers, we've been through a lot. I know I've been through a lot. If my past was what was going to prevent me from winning today, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that he ain't got some fucked up ways. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's why I'm not telling you who to vote for. But what I'm saying is that he's the president of the United States. He's not the candidate for the United States. He's the president. He won.
Oh, Nelly is a clown. Nelly is a clown. Sad to say, because he used to be one of my favorite rappers growing up. But him doing this even spilled over into Ashanti, and Ashanti really does. She really do no wrong. Twitter lit Ashanti ass up over the weekend. She ain't do nothing. She didn't go perform. Why they dragging her into it? Because her ass probably was down the sidelines cheering them on. We've been seeing them videos of them together. She be right there by his side. But yeah, like I said, I don't think Nelly needed the money. It's clear to me that that is where he aligned himself politically. And to each his own. He has a right to do that. I just don't want to rock with it. And I have a right to do that. So, Soldier Boy. I think Soldier Boy is the only one that I walked away still feeling like, whatever, it's Soldier Boy. It's Soldier Boy. You kind of expect wild shit from Soldier Boy, especially because he want to be the first to do everything. I don't know. Was he the first rapper to perform for Donald Trump? Or did Snoop perform? Did Snoop and Nelly perform before him? I don't know. I don't know the timeline of events. But yeah, I wasn't surprised about Soldier Boy performing at all. And at least he was honest and told the truth and said, shit, he needed the money. Obama ain't never called him. Kamala ain't never called him. He said Trump put money in his pocket. Check out his video, y'all.
Nigga, they paid me a bag, nigga. Obama ain't never put no money in my fucking pockets, nigga. Kamala ain't never put no money in my motherfucking pockets, nigga. Trump put money in my pockets, nigga. When motherfuckers are trying to say something about me performing at the crypto ball party, did Kamala call my fucking phone? Did Obama call my motherfucking phone? Did any of you niggas call my motherfucking phone? Oh, God, nigga. The fuck you mean, nigga? I do what the fuck I want, nigga. Trump called my phone, nigga. It wasn't even a Trump event. Trump wasn't even there, nigga. Y'all so worried about he performed, him, Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross. Kamala, you ain't even win, bitch. Obama, you ain't called my fucking phone, nigga. Y'all suck my dick, nigga. Y'all want me to not answer the phone of the fucking president? Nigga, this nigga the president of the motherfucking United States, nigga. Nigga, Trump wasn't even there, nigga. It wasn't even a Trump event, nigga. It was the crypto bar for crypto, nigga. Nigga, y'all can suck my dick, nigga. Cancel me all day, nigga. Fuck y'all, nigga. Fuck y'all, nigga. On my mama, nigga, I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. Nigga, I do what the fuck I want to do, nigga. And I'll go again. Fuck you talking about.
Soldier Boy is a whole fool. He is definitely one of them people that you kind of write off. You never really take them serious because they always cutting up and acting a fucking fool. So it's real easy to just put them to the side and not give much thought to what it is they over there doing. Let them just do their thing. They quiet. It keeps them quiet. Let them do its thing. So yeah, let's move right on, y'all. The next thing I want to talk about is the TikTok ban. Y'all, the TikTok ban came and went, didn't it? January 19th was the last day of TikTok. Or what was supposed to be anyway. Because January 20th, it was right back up. I wonder why. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, Trump just restored TikTok so that everybody could look at him like the hero. Well, I don't look at him like no goddamn hero because I was never on TikTok to begin with. And won't be on there after all of this is figured out. I'm done downloading apps. I'm getting too old to keep downloading social apps. If you ain't got my number, we don't need to communicate. That's just how I'm starting to feel about it at this point. It's too much for me. I'm getting too old for social media. Yeah, I don't think that's why they brought TikTok back. I don't think they wanted to make Trump feel like he was the man. Oh, he restored 170 million Americans' ability to use TikTok. That's not what happened, y'all. They only gave y'all TikTok back because it's still unavailable in the Apple App Store. So if you deleted it on the 19th, you cannot get it back until they sort all this mess out. The only reason TikTok was given back is because Donald Trump is watching the numbers. The morning of the inauguration, TikTok was restored. Donald Trump has already given credit to the TikTok users, or he's given credit to TikTok for being able to reach the young users on that platform. Y'all remember it was Trump who first came up with this plan to ban TikTok unless they sold it to an American, which is just outrageous to me. That was all Trump's doing. But then he joined TikTok. And I think they say he got like 14 million followers or something like that. Very fast growing account. And y'all know the numbers is extremely important to him. That's the only reason I believe TikTok was restored. Because now Apple, like I said, Apple is saying they're not putting it back into their app store until they figure out if an American is going to buy it. I don't know. Trump been having all these secret meetings with the tech companies. Ain't no telling what's going on over there. A lot of people are saying Elon Musk may buy TikTok. I don't think he's going to do that because it seemed like he regretted buying Twitter shortly after he bought it. I don't think he's going to buy TikTok. I did see a few other names thrown out there. Like I think the guy from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, I think he may have said something about buying TikTok. I be seeing a lot of rappers say they should buy TikTok, but I don't believe shit the rappers be saying. I don't believe nothing they be saying. Just a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors for sure, for sure. But yeah, y'all let me know. Is y'all on TikTok? Was y'all affected by TikTok? I know a lot of people were saying that that's their sole income. Are you on TikTok making money? Let's talk about it, y'all. Drop down in the comments. Let's have a little chit chat. Okay. And now briefly, I want to talk about ICE and the raids. Just because I am in Chicago, and Chicago seems to be like their number one target for the ICE raids. I know it's a few other cities I don't remember. I know New York was on the list, but I do know Chicago was number one. Now, here in Chicago, our mayor and our governor is saying they are not going to cooperate with ICE. I guess they kind of just gonna like stand down and Let them figure it out on their own. They're saying they are not assisting with ICE, and they are going to do everything they can to keep Chicago a sanctuary city. And I guess that's regardless of what the people want. I don't mind the immigrants being here because I understand that Black people as a whole can be affected in a different way if they were not here. And it's deeper than the jobs and the money. It's a little deeper than that. Because if you don't have people that's willing to work low wage jobs, then it becomes easier for people to lobby for different laws that affect us. It'll become easier for them to criminalize normal things that we do just to get us caught up in the prison system so that we can provide free labor. That's why I don't mind immigration. That could be a selfish reason. Like, I know people is fleeing their homelands looking for better opportunities here in America, and I don't have anything against that. I support that wholeheartedly. Like, no one is in control of where they are born. And that does not mean you shouldn't have a good quality of life just because of circumstances that was out of your control. So I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. But I also understand the other side of that too. Like when the migrants was bussed here, they were dropped off at different police stations. And they were, for days, they would like camp out in front of the police station. And then the mayor started to provide them with resources, shelter, food. I believe they had debit cards. They was giving them food at the shelters, but then the mayor said that it would be best to just give them debit cards so that they can shop to get the foods that they liked. So I do believe that they were given debit cards with cash on it, as well as food stamp cards. They were fast tracked through the Section 8 housing market. And we already had a strong homeless population. And it didn't seem like the city was doing anything to try to help the actual citizens that was having a rough time. That's why we have so many homeless people that has become accustomed to living on the trains. Because the city was not trying to help those people. So to see this large group of immigrants get bussed here and they became like top priority, that can hurt. I know this one man that's been homeless for a very, very, very long time. I used to work at O'Hare Airport and I would take the bus and trains to get home. And every day I would get off the train and this homeless man would greet me. I would stop. I would, because I was waiting for a bus. I would have to wait sometimes 30 minutes, 45 minutes for a bus. So I would stop and have conversation with him. And then it got to the point where I wouldn't even eat my lunch at work because I had a free meal at work. So I wouldn't even eat my lunch. I would just get it and pack it up so that I can give it to him every night. I worked at O'Hare from 2012 until 2014. No lie, y'all. That same man is still in the same spot doing the same thing. Nobody offered him housing. Nobody offered him a link card or a food stamp card. I don't know if it's called a link card in other cities, but that's what we call it here. Nobody helped him. And then on top of that, they closed all of our parks so that the homeless can set up tents in the parks. Many of the migrants have left that situation. The actual citizens, y'all, is still in them parks. At the nearest police station by me, prior to the migrants coming, no one was sleeping outside of the police station. That just wasn't a thing. No one was sleeping outside of the police station. The migrants showed up. They camped outside of the stations. They got the help that they needed, whether they was sent to a shelter or whether they was given housing. They moved around. Now there are actual citizens that is camping outside of the police station, waiting to see if they can be helped too. And now Chicago is in a situation where the mayor is talking about raising property taxes, even though he promised he wouldn't do that when he was voted in. But because so many resources went to the migrants, Chicago now has a $500 million deficit in the budget. Us citizens is going to feel that. I don't think the citizens of these cities have a problem with the migrants. The problem is what was done with our resources and how our already homeless population couldn't have access to those same resources that went to foreigners. People that have not contributed in any way has put us in a $500 million deficit. That's why the people are upset. Our kids can't play in the park. Our homeless population is still homeless. And now our property taxes is going up. That is a problem. It's not the migrants personally. Because Chicago has always been a sanctuary city. I went to a private school that was like half black, half Hispanic. Almost all the Hispanic girls and it was all girls school, but almost all of the girls that I went to school with were under DACA. A lot of the girls that I went to school with are dreamers. Those are the kids that was sent across the border without a parent. They was just sent across the border like 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago, because I'm over the age of 30. And the girls that I went to high school with, they've been here all their life. America is all they know. So it's just kind of weird. Not weird, I guess. It's just an unfortunate predicament to be in. Because we all stand for human rights. And no one should be forced to live in unstable conditions, I guess. Everyone should have an opportunity to better themselves. But at what cost? Chicago used to have a large teen homeless population. So much so that WTTW is what it is here, or PBS for the rest of the country, I guess. PBS used to make documentaries about the teen homeless population here in Chicago just to bring awareness to it. Those kids don't get the same level of help that the migrants got. It's these kind of situations that have Chicagoans giving the politicians the side eye. It's not the migrants. It's the way the politicians prioritize them and skipped over their own. That's what the problem is. But yeah, Trump has given the go for raids. And so far here in Chicago, everything seems to be pretty calm, pretty quiet. But the last 2 days have been super, super cold. Like it's been below zero weather, with a wind chill of like -21. Like today, the wind chill was -21. I saw a story coming out saying that we call it Little Village, but apparently other people call it Mexico of the Midwest. I've never heard that term. I have never heard that term. But it's a little neighborhood in Chicago. And it's split. It's black and Hispanic. But they have this strip on 26th Street where it's like all Mexican stores, all Mexican shopping, and it is always crowded. No matter what time of day, it is always crowded. Today, when you went through that area, it was completely dead. Not a soul walking. I don't know if that's because people are worried about the raids or if it was just because it was just really too damn cold today. But I guess we'll have to kind of wait to see how this all shakes out. Because I know Trump said he ain't playing. But our governor and our mayor said they not playing either. Another thing, I don't know how true this is. I don't know how true this is. Y'all drop down in the comments. Anybody from Chicago, drop down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Is they really giving $750 per migrant that is turned in? I seen that on a couple social media pages, and then when I went on my Facebook, I seen some of my family and friends talking about it. I seen one person make a joke. He was saying he been riding around all day picking up migrants, giving them a warm place to stay. He say I got about 12 of them down in my basement right now eating tuna out the can. I'm about to call Donald Trump. Just making a joke about the $750 per person that's turned in. I don't know how true it is. But like I said, in the next week or so, we should kind of have some information about what's going on with those raids. And Trump gave the okay to go into schools and churches. Now that is new because I remember in the early 2000s, it was a similar situation, not as deep as it is right now, but it was a similar situation. And that is when I first learned of Chicago being a sanctuary city and what it all meant. This was early 2000s. We had a group of migrants here in Chicago that they went to a church to avoid deportation. So Trump giving an okay to run into churches and schools, that's new. That's some new stuff. And that right there should let you know. He not playing. But we're gonna move on from the ICE raids and kind of move on from Trump. And I just want to touch on one more thing that I guess is political. It's political. This is gonna be our last political story, and then I'm gonna go ahead and move on, shake it up a little bit, try to get us some fun in here. So the whole Elon Musk thing, weird, weird, weird. I'm not gonna show the video because it's definitely, I know it ain't no speech, but it's hate speech. I don't know what you would refer to that is, that gesture. It was definitely a hate gesture. So I'm not gonna show it, but I'm sure most people have seen it. And if you haven't seen it, all you gotta do is go type in Elon Musk in the ADL on Twitter or Google, and you'll see it. I just want to read this statement from the ADL in regards to Elon Musk. It's so weird that the ADL been calling out people for years over the slightest things and have been labeling Black people anti-Semites, in my opinion, for no reason. They even right now on their Twitter have up a post about college kids being anti. I hate this word. They have a post up about college kids being anti-Semites because they are protesting the Gaza Palestinian Israel situation. They had a sign up that said truthfully, there's no more universities in Gaza. And the ADL used that picture to talk about anti-Semites. Crazy. But let's get into this statement from the ADL. They say this is a delicate moment. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute. But again, we appreciate that people are on edge. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even if down, and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work toward unity in the months and years ahead. Y'all go check out what Elon Musk did, and if they cool, I'm cool. If they cool with it, I'm cool with it. We gonna move on. We gonna move on to some real black mess, I guess. I know we all seen the Big Meech flyer. I just want us as a whole, as a community, to stop celebrating degeneracy. Why are we celebrating Big Meech? The countless documentaries wasn't enough. The Greg Mathis BMF story wasn't enough. The 50 Cent Stars BMF series wasn't enough. When is Black people gonna get to the point where we just stop celebrating degeneracy? I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Black people looked up to the dope man because those was the people in the community that started seeing large amounts of money. Those was the people in the community that became the fake heroes because they provided for the community. But just as much as they gave to the community, they took 10 times more. Why are we celebrating them? And not just Big Meech. We celebrate all the old heads that's getting out of jail for fucking up our community. Why are we celebrating them? These, and I know the role that the government played in all of it. That does not take away from the role that the individuals played in it. Why are we celebrating them? The very people that fucked up our communities. Okay. I've seen a lot of conversation being about Jeezy and Fabulous not being on the bill, and the majority of the people that are performing wasn't even alive when he was doing his thing. They wasn't outside when he was doing his thing. Who gives a fuck? I'm still stuck at why is he getting a party? We celebrate degeneracy more than we do accomplishment. I got a very good example. Year I went away to college, that same year, I had a cousin that came home from doing like a 20-year jail sentence. I didn't even know his ass. He just popped up one day like, hey, I'm home. And my grandma was like, oh yeah, we got to give him a party. Do y'all know more people showed up to his coming home party than they did to my going away party? I was going away to college. This nigga was coming home from jail. More people showed up for him than they did for me. I just want Black people to really stop celebrating degeneracy. The crack era took a huge toll on our communities. And it's people like Big Meech who is responsible. And definitely Big Meech, because he didn't get caught up in that first round of hustlers that was locked up for them 25 to life sentences. He was not a part of that first round. That was the 80s. This nigga came around in the 90s, early 2000s. It wasn't a situation for him where he just didn't know no better. He knew. He saw the example a few years before he jumped out there. He was full aware. So who gives a fuck about who's showing up and who's not showing up to a Big Meech concert? Who cares? I applaud Jeezy. After we saw him get on that Versus stage with Gucci and apologize, we were seeing Jeezy really step into his grown man, no more time for the bullshit phase. I applaud both Jeezy and Fabulous for setting a different example. We're not celebrating degeneracy. Get the fuck on with that. We may have been a part of some things in our youth when we didn't know no better. But now everybody should know better because everybody is damn near 50, if not 50. They should all know better now. Hang it up. Hang it up. If y'all going to the Big Meech concert, shame on y'all celebrating that nonsense. No, I'm just talking shit. Y'all go have y'all a good time. Y'all have y'all some drinks. Shake a little ass. Kick it with the ballers. Have a good time. To each his own. To each his own. The next thing I want to talk about is this whole discourse between Sexy Red and Berniece King. So Monday morning when I got on Twitter, the very first thing I saw was this picture of Sexy Red and Martin Luther King. So I went in the comments and said, hey, now you're doing too much, little bitch. Because that's how I felt. I left. Hours later, I came back to Twitter. And the first thing I saw was Sexy Red apologizing to Berniece, Miss Bernice King. So let me just go ahead and read these tweets. I'm gonna read them in order. So here's the pictures that Sexy Red reposted to her Twitter feed. And then this is what Miss Bernice King had to say. Yes, Miss Bernice King retweeted the picture or retweeted the tweet that Sexy Red posted. And she said, "This is intentionally distasteful, dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful to my family and my father, who is not here to respond himself because he was assassinated for working for your civil and human rights and to end war and poverty. Please delete." So Miss Sexy Red came back and said, "You ain't wrong. Never meant to disrespect your family. My apologies. Just reposted something that I saw and thought was innocent." So Miss Bernice King then comes back and say, "Thank you for your apology, which I sincerely accept. Please know that it was not my intent that you be denigrated. I value you as a human being. I hope you understand my concerns about the image. I know that my father has become a bit of a caricature to the world, and that his image is often used with no regard to his family, his sacrificial work, or to the tragic, unjust way in which he died. A state sanctioned. Unfortunately, I regularly challenge the disregard. I earnestly wish that people would imagine what it would feel like to see their deceased murdered father repurposed for party flyers, unjust legislation, etc. All the best to you, young lady." So then you had a bunch of people that was like coming out to like have Miss Bernice's King's back, like defending her and telling her like, yeah, Sexy Red is a lot of people was just saying like Sexy Red is trash, she's a disgrace, she's a degenerate. A lot of people was talking down on Sexy Red, but I did also see a few tweets where people was saying like, "Thank you for being a bigger woman. That's growth. That's what a real woman does." So you saw a little bit of both of it, but Miss Bernice King, in true fashion, she still came back after Sexy Red got all the backlash. She came back to say, "Please don't project your thoughts onto me. I don't believe Sexy Red to be a degenerate, ghetto, or trash. I have spoken out in the past about the use of and comparison to either of my parents to denigrate other people. I just don't understand this type of use of my father's image on MLK Day, no less, in a way that does not convey what we know to be true about his service and sacrifice. Even if you disagree with him or with his tactics, or even believe things said about him by people who hated him, why do this?" Miss Bernice King is absolutely right. She is absolutely right. I don't know where this trend started at, but I'm convinced that it was started by racist white people and black people because they think every fucking thing is a joke. They just carried the joke. But Miss Bernice King is absolutely right. Martin Luther King put in a lot of work for us to be able to have the freedoms that we have today. And for him to year after year after year be disrespected like this is simply unacceptable. And I don't give a damn how anybody feels about that. That is unacceptable. Y'all don't play with Malcolm X image. Why is that? Because black people have convinced themselves that Malcolm X was a real nigga and Martin Luther King was soft and he could be played with. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then I even seen some people in the comments saying Martin Luther King Jr. Shamed his own family when he was cheating on his wife. Y'all got to stop getting on this internet speaking so factual about things that y'all was not a part of. Not only was you not a part of it, a lot of y'all wasn't even fucking born to be speaking on what was happening then. Y'all hear things and y'all turn things into jokes for absolutely no reason at all. And I'm tired of it. Like at some point, y'all, we gotta grow up. At some point, as a whole, the community has to do better. Like, it's a time and place for everything. And personally, that joke been played out. That joke has been through. Like, come on. Come on. Miss Bernice King should not have to, year after year, keep asking black people to stop disrespecting her father in that way. I'm gonna post some of the, not too many, but I did take some screenshots. So I'm gonna post some of the responses. And my favorite one is what I'm gonna leave this on. This person said, y'all on here celebrating Big Meech coming home and disrespecting Bernice King and Martin Luther King Jr. Y'all done lost y'all fucking minds. Black people this week, y'all lost y'all damn minds. We just gotta do better, y'all. We just gotta stop thinking everything is funny, everything is a joke, everything could be played with, like. And then black people, let me just shut up about black people. Let me shut up, cause y'all just stop. Stop being so fucking disrespectful all the time because y'all think it's funny. Just stop. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and I have a lot of pretty pictures, and this is where I'm gonna leave it at, y'all. So I've been planning a trip to New Orleans for about a month. I finally booked my room yesterday morning. I booked my room. My flight is paid for already. So yesterday I booked my room, and a few hours after booking my room, I started seeing people come on Twitter saying it was snowing in New Orleans. Could y'all imagine being in cold ass Chicago, wanting to get away for a week, wanting to go enjoy the sun for just a week, and then your city of choice get more snow than your own city? Chicago is the windy city. We used to getting 4, 5, 6, 8 inches of snow sometime. We used to that. I'm sure the whole Midwest is. But Chicago, we definitely used to that. So for me to book my trip and see all this going on in New Orleans, I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. All I know is next month when I get there, it better be that 68, 70 degrees that it said it usually is in February. So this should just let y'all know, y'all. Climate change is real, and we are in the midst of experiencing it. I'm not too shocked about all of this weather stuff though, because my older sister been telling me since I was a kid, like, oh yeah, the climate gonna change, and places that it don't never snow, it's gonna snow, and places that it snow heavily, it's gonna be sunny every day. I don't know where she was getting her information from when we was like 10, but she knew already. So I'm really not surprised by any of this. I just be like, oh, my sister told me that. Everything my sister used to be saying is coming true now. So y'all check out these videos and pictures of down south with the snow. And that is it for me. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm probably late for work now, but I just wanted to talk about all this stuff. And hopefully I can get some people to come on and talk with me. I'll reply to y'all comments. Y'all like, share, subscribe. See you later.
I'm out here reliving my inner child right now. And as an adult. So happy I get to see snow on my beard, Lord. Baby, I never thought it'd really snow in New Orleans. Like I might have a white beard. Lord, Do I really want to drop down and, oh, Lord, this taste of snow on my tongue. Man, this is unbelievable. I ain't even lying. I said I wasn't going to come outside because it's too cold, but I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying this right now. Damn.
Feel like I'm in New York right now. I need to go get me a taxi. What? Oh, no. He mad bugging. I need a taxi. I need to go run over to the Bronx right quick. Yeah, I gotta go check on my baby father. Taxi!
No, I'm not in Alaska. I'm in Houston, Texas right now, actually. I was told to bundle up some more. I don't know what clothes y'all think I have. I put on a hat and a scarf. Like, I got on mitts and long johns. I don't know what else y'all want from me, but I'm in the... I feel like I'm in fucking, like, Michigan, like, go Lions, bitch. I don't know if I support the Lions, but I'm in fucking Michigan.
I just want to thank God for allowing us to experience something as beautiful as this. I'm so grateful. The city is like silent. Everything's shut down. Everyone can just be. You know what I mean? And that's just so beautiful, y'all. Everybody is just being their old childish selves, and I love that.